This is not really a knife. This is, well, a chopper. A heavy chopper. This is the Nepalese Heavy Chopper. That is the name of it. 3 pounds, 10 ounces, made of a 5160 Mercedes truck spring, sourced from India. All my testing is complete. Welcome to the Nut and Fancy Style tabletop review on another huge chopping knife you probably don't need, but you probably will want, and that's because you're a man. Men like chopping things. They do. It's just fun. It's in our DNA. We want to take it on our family reunion and show everybody how to get it done. There's some of that amazing production quality from the Nut and Fancy project. I have to raise the tripod, though, to show how massive this thing is. The Nepalese Heavy Chopper. I bought it in eBay for $119. Can you even believe it, dude? $119? I think you're just going to want to add one to the collection because it's a conversation piece. You could put it in a display case and people will come in and they'll go, what in the hell is that? They won't know. They will be intimidated. You'll tell them, hey, that's just my Nepalese Heavy Chopper. And by the way, guess where the steel comes from? There's a conversation right there. I reviewed the Nepalese Kukri about 10 years ago. I'll link that either below or in card format here. This is what I wrote on that review. I said, these blades are made by dudes wearing sandals squatting on a dirt floor in Nepal. True statement. Let's take it out of sheath, shall we? So we can actually admire this huge knife. Not a knife. It's basically a hand sword. Look at that, dude. What? We'll call it a massive pizza cutter. That's for cutting pizzas. Oh my gosh. Yeah, dude. So this is the Stormtrooper Executioner Dark Series, Black Series, sorry, and I'll link this below. Great figures. Really great. That was before the whole, Star Wars franchise was completely ruined by Disney with their wokeism messaging. Just total horseshit, acolyte, garbage. Go watch Nerdrotic. He's awesome. Nerdrotic will give you all the lowdown on what's happened to all the franchises. Yeah, all of them. Yeah, include Witcher. These blades are made by dudes wearing sandals squatting on dirt floors in Nepal. The 5160 steel, usually sourced from a Mercedes-Benz truck spring salvaged from India, is taken back to Nepal by another dude riding on top of a bus roof. That is amazing. It's true, by the way. Consider that when you consider the performance, beauty, and quality of the Nepalese Kukris. All this is shown in detail in the video. In another original TMP review, I put this old world technology to work in the woods. How does it compare against laser, water jet cut, CNC mass-produced blades? Can the ancient forging processes, water quenching, and old cloth polishing wheels really produce blades that compete? We'll see. And I wrote some more. Again, you can watch that review. And by the way, to tie it in, here comes a cast member, kept all these years. You don't sell these. The Nepalese Kukri. Can't speak. And by the way, this one is from the company Himalayan Imports. And you can see I have properly preserved it so it's not rusted. That is a Nepalese Kukri, and it is fantabulous. Really excellent. Thick blade. 5160 steel again. And it just chops like a mother effer. It really does. I just love the Kukris. And so the Kukris, unlike this one, the Heavy Chopper, actually have a war history covered in that video. I'm not going to go into it here. No need to. But these will lop off an arm, no problem. There's probably the Craftsman's signature right there on the blade. I don't know if the Nepalese Chopper has that. But this, again, was Himalayan Imports, Nepalese. So they take great pride in their product. They are well known again with knife guys. And so they have a reputation to uphold, and their quality for the price paid, again, phenomenal. Still highly recommended. Now, to test this blade, here's another fun thing about this video. To test this blade, I had to go find a place with a lot of deadwood. So you guys probably know, if not, you've been living under a rock, that old Nut and Fancy gets out on the motorcycles and scouts. That's one of the primary purposes I have them in the project. Scouting, and then when I find a location, going to that location. Dudes, I found an almost ideal place to test wood. I'm going to call it Nagasaki. That's right. If you don't like the name, I don't care. It's called Nagasaki because the whole area is burnt out. There was a forest fire about 3 years ago. And I got to be honest, it's a dirty place to test knives. I came away, my gloves were dirty. My pants were dirty. I had ash all over me. It's kind of gross testing knives there. But there's a ton of dead wood at Nagasaki. And this is where I tested the Heavy Chopper. I may cut abruptly to Nagasaki as I'm testing it. We'll go in field. Either way, you're going to see the testing performance, at least to some degree. I won't bore you with a Heavy Chopper. Needless to say, it was amazing. Amazing. Better than an axe? Well, we've had this discussion many times in the project. No need to revisit it. The axe is amazing. It's great, has its own use. This definitely is going to be heavier than a lot of forest axes. I have covered some of those forest axes. I may link a couple below, taking you to Pro 2A, Blade HQ most probably. Those are great. I love the axes. I really do. But, and I'm carrying what I say, 3 pounds, 10 ounces. I mean, dude, this is portly. I give you that. But this is kind of something different. This is something that with a single swath, you could lop off a grizzly bear leg. That's not an exaggeration, by the way. You could easily lop off a grizzly bear leg with your Nepalese Heavy Chopper or a sapling. Or you could definitely, get this, you could definitely cut pizza with it. What? You really could? Nothing fancy? You could cut pizza with it? No kidding? Yeah, you could. And it's just a really heavy-duty sheltercraft woods blade. This is not a blade I would hike at all. It's entirely too heavy at 3 pounds, 10 ounces. But in certain philosophies, maybe Jeep travel, side-by-side travel, too heavy for me personally for the motorcycle. But in some other uses, it would be good. Yeah, but man, can this thing cut? Oh my gosh. It really chips wood like an axe. It has that same capability. Look at the thickness of the blade, the grinding. Now, what you're not going to get on this particular version of the Nepalese Heavy Chopper is something like you saw with that kukri, the Himalayan imports kukri. Notice the finishing is very crude. So there's no polishing per se. It's just very coarsely ground, not polished like the Nepalese kukri was. Will you care at this price point? Probably not. Now, you could probably make it a project yourself to go polish this out, and I think it would be a cool project, by the way, and it would look amazing, but I don't think anyone's going to do that. They're probably just going to use it as what it's intended to be, a very heavy-duty chopping tool. You can clear brush with it. We're talking POU again. And did I mention you could take off a grizzly bear arm with it? I did? Okay, good. Well, I'll mention it again. Bigfoot would not like this. If you swung this at Bigfoot, he'd probably run away. This is a nasty, heavy delimbing blade in every way imaginable. And then we have a hole up here, which is cool. It reminds me of a Chinese war sword, really. It's a kind of a hand Chinese war sword. And by the way, I stupidly sold my cold steel Chinese war sword to Gunnies. I probably should buy it back because that's a fun sword to have for display. I'll look into that. We'll see. Let me know in comment if I should have the Chinese war sword back in the inventory if you guys want to see it in the bunker. Maybe here on tabletop. It is a very large and heavy martial sword. Here's a look at this side. And it has a concave edge, which will be difficult to sharpen. I don't care what anybody says. It did come relatively sharp out of, well, not a box. It's kind of wrapped up in like, just grease. Grease and plastic and cardboard. It does come from Nepal. Did I mention that? I did? Okay, cool. There's your working tip right there, if you care. And I did, I think, throw it into logs, and of course it did just fine. And did I measure this? The thickness. Let me see if I have my measuring device here. I do. And I surprisingly have a battery in it, which is most surprising. Incidentally, you might hear a chainsaw going in the background. 0.25 inches, so that's 0.26, just over a 1/4 inch thick on the Nepalese Heavy Chopper. Yeah, they're falling some trees here. in the Utah studio, or near the Utah studio. Hopefully it does not hit the building here. If so, I may have to abruptly end the video. Yeah, it's fantastic. It's heavy. It has great balance. There's no vibration transmitted to my chopping. And it is really a penny ultimate chopper. So there's so many knives that I've reviewed in their chopping performance, to include the amazing and still excellent and actually pretty super lightweight 18-ounce Woodsman's POU. And this is the model 481, previously reviewed. I may link it in card. Highly recommended. Sean the TMPer and myself tested this Woodsman's POU several years ago. It's a great tool. Really a great tool. It has a sickle hook on it. It's powder coated. Great steel on it. The 481 is highly recommended. I have wrapped this handle with athletic tape, and I believe it came with that super simple but very effective lanyard. You'll probably have to wrap the Nepalese chopper the same way because no traction whatsoever. But that's a great chopper for its weight. Here's the sheath on it. The Woodsman's POU. I may link it below. Really excellent. But this is next level, dudes. This is like otherworldly in its performance. Otherworldly. I mean, it's like, I'm just laughing as I'm chopping with it. I'm like, holy crap. I cannot believe what the chopping performance is like. Let me say this too. It's a lot of work. Now, when I was at Nagasaki testing this blade, it was like 100 degrees. I could chop for basically 15, maybe 20 minutes, and then I had to take a break. I was tired. I was downing water. I'd driven there on the KTM 890 Adventure, and I probably went through 5 water bottles and 2 Gatorade bottles I brought with me, just so I wouldn't pass out. I'm not kidding you. That's how much work it is to operate this blade. My upper body strength is paltry, so if I can do it, you can do it. But yeah, it's a lot of work getting work done with this blade. Now, that being said, the heavy weight allows the chopping performance. And be very, very careful with it. Because if you mischop, if you glance off a limb, a stump, and you like hit one of your arteries in your legs, you could die. Especially where I was. That's a remote location. There's no way anyone's going to get to me, even a helicopter, before I would bleed out, even if I were to apply direct pressure. Yeah, these are potentially very dangerous to use. I've been stressing that the entire time in the project, so please be careful. They are. Here's the handle, by the way. Not really sure what type of wood that is. It doesn't really matter. It's what they have in probably India or Nepal. And it is somewhat scratched up from all my work up at Nagasaki. Obviously full tang. They did a good job polishing that one. The wood to metal fit here is pretty good. We have a sub-hilt right here somewhat. I didn't find that to be obnoxious at all. And we have a nice long real estate handle for operation of this. And I was choking back here. I was choking up here. It really didn't matter. The thing just chopped like a mother flipper. I like saying that, by the way, mother flipper. Nice riveting going on here. Handle didn't loosen. I didn't take this on like 15 trips because I'm not going to get the views on it. You give me like 300,000 views on this, I'll take it on, I don't know, at least 3 trips. And more extensive, more interesting testing. I just do what I can do. And there's a lot of projects in play here in the project. Yeah, there's a look right here. I put this little simple lanyard on because the hole is relatively small. You could put hollowed out 550 cord in there. I didn't have time. I just used this Kelty Trip Tease line. It's reflective and it worked good. Incidentally, in case you're confused, I really don't have to circle back to old style content here in the project. I have way too many things that I want to cover content wise. I'm never at a loss. So if you think, oh, going back to, you know, big knives again, no, I don't have to. I've had requests to do so. Guys have been pretty stoked about it. Hey, do some IISA episodes on some of your favorite heavy knives. And I may do that. I like it. That's why you're seeing this, is I like it. I think it's fun. I think these knives are amazing. And it's fun recovering them. And it has been a minute since I've covered them. I mean, like, since I've really gotten into heavy chopping blades, woods blades, it's probably been 8 to 10 years. So you guys have had a nice long break. I'm sure you've enjoyed it. But for $120, dude? Are you kidding me? This is like a no-brainer, bro. Here's the sheath. It is quite basic. It is made out of goat hide. Actually, I don't know what they use for the leather, but the sheath is, well, basic, but it works. It covers the edges. Has a last right here, so it won't cut the stitching. That's good. No drain holes in it. Just a simple snap. Again, made by a dude kneeling on a dirt floor that makes probably 27 cents a day. Bless his heart. So I like supporting those dudes too. So when you buy one of these, you're supporting a hard-working person in Nepal. I like that. It's kind of cool. Yeah, so I'll put a link to this below. It's not even an affiliate link. It's just taking you to eBay. And as far as I know, this will be available. Competitive options on the Nepalese, I was going to say kukri, the Nepalese Heavy Chopper. Well, again, the kukri. Legit. Which one would I prefer between these two? If I could only own one. If I could only own one, it would be the kukri. This is going to be more expensive, but the finishing is amazing. It has, well, more flair, more style, and a really cool storied history. The Nepalese kukri is fantastic. Here's the sheath that comes with it right here, and it comes with those mini knives as well that I showed in the review. The Nepalese kukri is, well, a legitimate cutting, fighting knife, as is the cold steel kukri, reviewed probably in 2010. And this one is in, I think, SK5 steel, and I Cerakoted it. Yeah, I don't even know if Cold Steel is still doing their kukris. They should be, but I really don't know. But it does not possess the cutting power of either of these. It's not even close. Not even close, dude. Then the Woodsman POU I talked about. That's really excellent. And this is really a travelable, if that's a word, worthy travel companion, better said, than any of, well, these two for sure, because it's lighter weight. And it really chops well for its size. The Woodsman POU is excellent. It's been around since World War II, I do believe. This one was also tested at Nagasaki. Watch for its breakout tabletop review, the Fall Niven, or Felkniven Modern Bowie. Link below, by the way. Oh my gosh, what a great knife. Laminated COS steel by Felkniven. Oh my gosh, this is a great knife. It's actually larger than the Cold Steel Trailmaster, but it is very reminiscent of such. So it's a good chopper. It does not measure up to this or that. About equal to that one. But that's a great knife. So we basically have a Santoprene handle here. Leather sheath is what it came with. And there's some of that Nagasaki dust of which I mentioned. And then I don't know how this got in here. It shouldn't be here because it's not really a chopping knife. It's a display, maybe a fight knife. The Condor Undertaker at $90. 1075 steel walnut. Reviewed 4 years ago. That's not a chopper. That's just kind of a presentation knife, really. But it was so inexpensive. I mean, goodness gracious. I should be putting this on the table more. I'm not sure if Condor's still putting this one together, but it's just kind of fun. It just kind of got in the stack of blades. Not made in Nepal, but El Salvador. There you go.
Like butter.
And we are done, boys and girls. The Nepalese Heavy Chopper, for its amazing, amazing low price. I can forgive its lack of fit and finish. I think you can as well. It does not meet the standard of the Himalayan imports kukri. Well, we've established that, but who gives a damn? This is a heavy chopping working knife display piece, and it, at the very, very least, pizza cutter. Pizza cutter. Dude, can you imagine you get one of those massive pizzas from your nearby restaurant and you have like a family reunion or a party and you break this out. Hey guys, stand back. I want to cut the pizza. You'd be a hero. Here again, we have the Doosan 160W 16-ton wheeled excavator, 0.8 yards in the bucket, which is very tiltable. This is a super high quality 1/50th scale die-cast model. If you have a 160W, DX 160W by Doosan, brand new, please donate it to the project. Thank you very much. I love these machines. They're so cool. We have a beautiful dive-proven, not this one, but the black version, dive-proven Citizen. This is the BN0238. Get it while you can. That is solar. That is a solar watch, boys. Water resistant to 1 billion meters. And this is a new Mudmaster if you haven't seen it before. This is a GWG B1001 Alpha 4 Juliet Fox. I think that's a JDM version. Japanese domestic market. It is a gorgeous, functional, smart, connected to your phone watch, by the way. This is connected with the Casio app. And the price has gone significantly higher than the previous Mudmaster, but this is it. I've had a lot of requests to review this watch. I finally sold some pieces and got this. This is my watch. Watch for that review. And what else is in the frame that I have to discuss? That's enough. The Nepalese Heavy Chopper, Big Blades in the Nut and Fancy project. Again, views talk, everything else is bull crap. So if guys are like, oh, I love the heavy knife reviews, I'll watch the views. If they're high, I do more. If they're not, I go into other content. I have a ton of things I want to talk about, but this was fun. It was a hard test, I'm going to tell you. It took a lot of time to get to that location, find the location, source a knife, go up there. We'll see if it's all worth it. It really depends on the audience. Nut and Fancy, thank you to the donors. Thank you to the subscribers. Hit the notification bell. Also join my Rumble feed. Also join Tactical Doodles Patreon. That's below. See ya.